Hello everybody, I'm Clay, or Wolfie Rex. Today we're going over the first episode of Torsha again, second version, because since the last one I decided to make changes to the script because I just didn't, the way I was working with it just didn't feel right, and it was hard for me to pronounce the words almost a lot of the times. So what I mostly did was I shortened down the amount of phonology I have, so it's not as wide. So it's not like really too weird in phonology. Only about 4 weird sounds in the language, really. Everything else can be found in English. Just a little bit different pronunciation style in English, but we'll get to that later. So first thing, yes, this is going to be the alphabet and script, because this is a fantasy artlang I've created. It's the same language as the last video, but I didn't really specify much on like what kind of conlang it was. It is an artlang. I consider it an artlang because it's for an alien species I created through a roleplay with friends. Although my friends don't do languages, they do just the roleplay of science fiction and fantasy. And so I created a but I like languages, so I just created a language. So I'm working on that as well as like be a part of this giant roleplay, because the way we did it was we all had our own alien species. Whether it's one chose human, and me and the other guy, my other friend, chose to create our own alien species. And so with that, we created like the culture and how they interacted and whatnot, and that's what we like roleplay. It wouldn't be like an actual real roleplay as some would think. It's more of just like every now and then we'll mention like, oh yeah, by the way, my species did this the other day, and that's pretty much it. But it's still fun because we have a whole story that we're working on, basically. And this was mostly about the backstory of my people and a lot of the lore with them. I haven't gotten it all figured out yet, but that, again, it's being done over time. I have the very basics of the culture, which second episode that I'll be working on shortly after this will be a more in-depth describing of like the culture and my alien species, their planet, and things that happened and whatnot, and so on and so forth. But for now, we'll work on the alphabet and script of the language. So the first thing I wanted to actually do is thramak, which means greetings. This is just, there's no real formal or informal way of greeting someone. You only say thramak. Now the way you speak to them after you say greetings, that's a different thing. But again, different episode, different later time. Moving on. So here's the romanized form of the vowels and consonants I've created, or I'm using. A lot are similar to before, but somewhat different now. So we have A, we have AH, E, EW, I, Y, O, acute accented O, and then U. For the consonants, we have B, D, CH, F, G, J, K, L, M, N, R, 2R, double R, S, SH, T, TH, V, X, Z, and then apostrophe. Those are the consonants. They all stand for a certain sound. So it's pretty much phonetic. No, it's almost entirely in phonetic, and even like the rules say there's not too many exceptions with the rules either. So that's that. So first we're going on with the vowels. We'll start off with it'll be in the same order as the listing from before. So A, which is an IPA, or is only pronounced at the end of a word. If you want to write it with an A, with an sound at the end of a word, you'll use the next one, which is AH. But first, the script. This is the script that I used MS Paint to make that. But the thing is, I made it I designed them in like similar to a style of Tolkien's Elvish script, with a bunch of differences as well. And so on MS Paint they have a pen tool, a calligraphy pen like tool that I use to make these. So, and now onto the next one. This is ah. It was always pronounced as ah, but it was only used at the end of a word. So if you're writing a word and you wanted to have like an ah sound at the end, you'd use ah, not just a. The script I had now. For the longest of time, I've always made AH this symbol, and almost always would have it as a diacritic, meaning it goes over the consonant or sound before it. Not anymore. It's just the 3 lines like that. It's not really that well form of it I've on here. It's just I was trying to get it done and out of the way because that one was that one's kind of the more difficult one, I think, in the vowels. So that's what we got for now. Moving on. The letter E, which is or e, which is pronounced when followed by another vowel. Example, ea. But if it's, and this is also used for when you make like EI would be A, and then EY is A. Like EY is like our A. But here's the script symbol for it. The blue line, by the way, represents where the line would be on a piece of notebook paper. Alright, so moving on. EW, which is pronounced as I've seen this sound be used in Icelandic, and was also used in slightly shown in one of the recent Star Citizen videos for the languages that they are creating for the Vandur and Xi'an alien species. And so I believe this one came from the Xi'an form of it, and I liked it, so I stuck with this Romanized writing and pronunciation. So with that, moving on. The letter I, which in IPA is a letter lowercase I, and is pronounced as E, like in C or B. Here is the script symbol, the symbol script thing for that sound. Alright, moving on. The letter Y, which is pronounced as an I, like an in or hit. And again, there's the script symbol for it. Again, I as in hit. O, which is not O, it is actually O. And there's the script for it as well. There's the acute accent to the O, which is yo, which the script is the same as O, but with an accent on it as well. That and 2 other symbols are kind of like that, where they're the same as the initial one, but just have an accent mark over it. That's kind of like lazy design, but also I think adds a little something to it to show that it's not just like this one, like so perfect, because there's still some weird things about it, such as like accents over certain scripts that really don't need to be, because they could easily create another symbol for it, unlike English, I think. I don't know. Something like that. By the way, I have no script, so this is just all the rambling is just me rambling. Back on track. Then the letter U, which is oo, like in new, or not new, but cool. It's the first only one I can think of off the top of my head. Or like do. It used in the older one, it used to be the circumflexed U, but and the regular U used to be the unrounded U sound. Instead of being oo, it was oo. There's a difference between I and oo. But I didn't like that the unrounded oo sound, so the unrounded high back sound, I think it'd be. So I kind of just got rid of it and made U as a oo. Sorry, I had to cough. Anyways, moving on to the consonants, the largest part of the language when it comes to alphabet and script. So, the first letter is B, which is like regular B, ba, be, bet, bed, and so on and so forth. D as in dog, ditch, do again. So CH, which actually used to be just a C, is pronounced as a cha, like in church, or I don't know what else uses CH. Actually, nature, at least for my dialect of English, I pronounce it as nature. There's a ch sound in nature for me, for my dialect. So, there's that. Then letter F, like in food, fat, free, so on and so forth. Script. G as in gone, gas, geyser. It's only pronounced as a g sound, never a j sound. So, moving on to the the script symbol is basically just an X. When you write it, you can just write an X. It's no real difference unless you're using a calligraphy pen. Then you make it more like that. And now the letter H, which is always pronounced ha, like in hen, hat, so on and so forth. J, which is pronounced as a y, like y, like a yes, or Jörn, or Johann from German. So it is not, it's the Y sound in English. Yeah. K, which is, there's a difference between an IPA between just a letter K and a K with the little H. The H marks that it's aspirated, so instead of being K, it's K. There's a more, you feel more breath in the K over the K. It's there's a difference in English, but it's very small that not many people recognize it. Like in cool, it's aspirated, but in like in what is it? Knacked. In knacked, it's not aspirated, but in school or cool, it is. Knacked, cool. There's a difference, but this is always gonna be the kind of K as in cool. K, not K, K. There is L, which is always la, lo, li, lu. The la, le, lu, le, lo. A little bit of my nerdism in that. Anyways, so yeah, that is L, which that symbol I actually pulled from Tolkien's Elvish, Tolkien's, one of the two. But I believe, I don't remember what exactly he used it for. I think he may have used that symbol as an L as well in Elvish, but that's what I'm using it as here. I don't know, something about that way of it looking just really pleases my eye. It's really pleasing to my eyes. So, it's staying. There's the M, which this is actually an old symbol from a long time ago that I just might have changed to use for now. But M is pronounced as a ma, like English M. Self-explanatory, really. A lot of this is, actually, but anyways. There's N, na. There's the script. R, as in this. Now this is like English R, ra. And there's the script, so for it. But it's like a round or really, and so on and so forth. And here's a different symbol. Now double R is a tapped R. Ra, ara. So I don't have a word offhand I can think. Oh wait, yeah, I do. So what a little bit more of, this is also gonna tie into like a little bit of the lore in the thing as well. The name of the planet is Janothrin, and if you notice the Thrin, it's a Thrin, not Thrin, Thrin. It's a tapped. It's THRRYN, Thrin. So there's a Rin in it. But again, this is one of the scripts in here that has the accented version of just a letter that's similar to it. This one's a little fun, I think. I like this. So we have letter S, which is like in English S, sa. But the script actually took the idea from this from Greek. Mainly the middle, and final symbols for it. But the initial one is literally just a big 6, but made with a calligraphy pen. Oh, difference. So, yeah. The initial is used only at the beginning of a word. Middle is used anywhere else in the word, except for when it's at the very last letter of a word, then you use the final. Actually not that hard to remember once you just memorize what the symbols look like, which isn't that hard, actually. And now, SH, which is sh, as in shoe or shit, even. And the symbol is like the final symbol of S with a little hook at the end, because like in English and a lot of other people, they view S and SH, they view sa and sh as very similar sounds, so they use a little bit modified symbols for it, or add on a different letter that makes it into the thing, which here is a little tail hook at the end of the final version of S. And then here's T, which, like K, it's always aspirated as T. There's, well, again, nact. Hang on. Nact. Yeah, nact is, the K and T at the end of nact are not aspirated, while train or top are aspirated. So, and that's the symbol for it. Easy little loop thing. And this is the last of the symbols that has the accents marks on them. But it's TH, which is th, as in thorn, or think, etc. The script is just T with an accent on it. So there's that. That's TH done. There's V, as in very, or whatever words use V, I don't know. Can't remember off the top of my head. Oh well. The symbol for it, and well, there's a symbol for it. And X. Now, X is a little different one. It's not a x, ks, x sound. It is j, as similar to like the J from French. When in like the word bonjour, is a j. English kind of has j, but it's not very present. Trying to think of the word that has it. Leisure. Leisure is one of the English words that have j in it. Or pleasure. That's another one. So j. And then the script is a like kind of angle, like a 45-degree angled C with a line off the edge of the bottom part, and a null line. I don't know why, I just chose that for no reason. Don't ask. I mean, no. Anyways, sorry for getting off topic. Moving on. Z, or if you live in any other part of the world that speaks English, Z, is again pronounced as any other like English version. So like the zoo. That's all I know from Z right off the top of my head. But again, there's the script symbol for it, which I've actually used this one. This is one of the oldest scripts I've actually symbols that I've kept in my language. So Moving on to the last two symbols, because there's one that is a sound and one that is a punctuation mark. We have the apostrophe, which in the IPA is the glottal stop. Now, I can't do the glottal stop on its own. I have to do it either after or in between vowels, and that's actually the rule with the glottal stop. The glottal stop apostrophe can only happen after a vowel. It can never happen before, and it can never happen before a vowel or at the beginning of a word or anything. It has to be after a vowel. Now, it's not strictly vowel, glottal stop, vowel. It can be vowel, glottal stop, consonant, but the glottal stop in Torsha always has to be after a vowel. And a good English kind of has the glottal stop, kind of doesn't. It's not really a symbol or anything that represents it. It's very rarely used in words like uh-oh. If you notice, there's that uh-oh. Uh-oh. It's a bit of a stop. Otherwise, it'd be uh-oh. And so, just to give a little bit more of an example word in here, this word is a very long word. Some friends of mine helped me make it up. And definition of it, I will not explain now. There are reasons, and I'll get to that at a later time in a different video. But, so, this is Fa'ano de la Sogan. Too fast? Alright. Fa'ano de la Sogan. As you can see by the IPA. I like the sound of that word, to be honest. Fa'ano de la Sogan. I don't know, just to me it sounds nice. But, so, that right there is the symbol for the apostrophe, which is basically like a V at the very top of it, in between the two letters. Kind of like the apostrophe, but not exactly. So, that's one I've used for quite a while now, for that script symbol. So anyways, on to the very last thing. The period, which in English as well as this one, marks the end of a sentence. And that is the symbol I use for it. Alright, that's the script and the alphabet and sounds that it makes. The next video, though, will not be on the language, more or less, because it will be on the lore of the people I've created, which I don't know how long that one will take me to make. The next one, because I have to compile all the stuff I've left around on paper and more fully recognize into like one area, like one booklet or something, notebook or something, as to what the lore entirely is, instead of just knowing bits and pieces here in my mind. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope you guys have a good day. Goodbye.